So, as much as I love the Peggy Lee song that I recorded and posted along with this video, I have to say, when I search my soul and my understanding and my experience, I have to disagree with the song. I don't believe that that's all there is. I've had some experiences in my life that lead me to believe someone is holding the reins. I don't pretend to understand that someone. The word angels gets tossed around too much. I don't know that I believe in the storybook type of angels with the wings and all that, but there are benevolent beings walking around amongst us. And I can tell you one experience I had very briefly was many years ago. Um, it was nighttime. I was up by the North Canton Strip, headed to Borders, it was then. Dark, cold, and my car just died on me. It was right across from where Joe's Crab Shack used to be. And I'm stuck here at night in all this busy, teeming traffic because of Christmas was right around the corner. And here I am thinking, shucks, I have no idea what to do. And what I did was I dug into my glove box and I pulled out the owner's manual for my car. And I started to flip through it by the light of the dashboard, trying to figure out what might be wrong with my car, why it had just stopped dead on me, and if there was anything I could do about that. And out of nowhere, a youngish man in a ball cap and a sweatshirt, jeans, came walking across the open field by the movie theater, and in between Joe's and the movie theater toward me. It was kind of foggy, and it's just like he appeared out of the fog, and he said, "Hey buddy, let's get your car out of the way so you don't get hurt." And nobody else does either, obviously. I was thinking of doing that, but I didn't have sense enough how to do that without stripping the gears. He told me what to do. Thank God. And so we were able to roll me over to the side, out of the traffic patterns, and I could then, I think I walked to a station. I didn't have a cell phone then. It wasn't completely a cell phone world at that time, but I did, I believe, walk to a gas station, make a call, get a tow truck driver, and, the rest of the story just played out. So, I don't know who this man was. I don't recall that he told me his name. He just shook my hand and said, take care of yourself, be careful, and have a good night. Was that an angel? He certainly came out of nowhere. Another experience I had around back in those same years, my best friend and I were at Borders because that was one of our favorite hangouts. It was a sunny summer afternoon this time, and I was in a downward spiral, one of many, and I was having some seriously dark thoughts about everything. Why I was here, what my purpose was, what I was supposed to do, why I was being tortured like this. Most people have been there. In fact, all people have been there. Some just won't admit it. And we noticed, my best friend and I, this young man, looked to be in his early 20s. he walked back and forth through the cafe a couple of times, and he was beautiful. He was just beautiful. He had black hair and done in sort of like an emo type style around his head. T-shirt, torn jeans, sandals, and I commented to my best friend, I was like, wow, he smells really good. I don't know what he's got on, but when he smells really, really good. And we passed the time, and then we got up and we were walking out, and this young man came out after us, and he called to us, and he said, "Excuse me, I hope this doesn't offend you or upset you, but as I was sitting in the cafe, I felt God laying it on my heart to tell you both that He really loves you. God really loves you both." Well, thank you. That brightened my day. What else can you really do? I mean, it did. It was comforting. You know, it didn't solve anything. It didn't answer anything, but it was comfort. It was reassurance. It was affirmation. And I find that to be true with a lot of little incidents like that. You learn to pick them out when they happen. It takes a little bit of practice, but you do eventually get to pick up on them more easily. There was an organization known as the Gay Christian Network. It's not called that now, it's called something else, and I can't remember, but their initials, of course, were GCN. And I read some books about, that the GCN and everything, and I was following it a bit. I was part of a member of the website whenever there was. So GCN, the initials, stuck in my mind. And I have found that over the few years since, that oftentimes when I am in a low point, or I just sort of need a boost, or a pat on the back, I will see a car with the license plate beginning GCN. And I cannot tell you the number of times it is uncanny how, in my thoughts, I've been worrying about something, I've been nervous, I've been anxiety-ridden, which I have clinical anxiety anyway. But I'll see that, and on particularly, I don't know if I want to use the word blessed, but particularly special days, I'll see that as many as 3 times, sometimes 4. And I just take that as a little note to me, a post-it note, that only I will be able to decipher that someone is watching out for me. Someone has my back. And things are going to be all right, no matter how they may look. So those are my little experiences with angels, as I can remember. I'm sure that there are others. Oh, and by the way, that young man, his name turned out to be Brent. He told us his name was Brent at Borders. He never showed up again. And I know when my best friend and I were talking to him, we asked him a few questions. Where was he from? What was he doing? And his answers were very general and vague. He said, I'm going to be doing some ministry work coming up. And he didn't say where or what kind. It's funny, we didn't think to ask him for an email address. He didn't volunteer one. But we never saw Brent again. And I don't know if I really would want to, in the sense that I have this idea, this picture in my mind that I actually met someone who was a little more than he appeared. So, it was special. So yeah, in this Christmas season, there are miracles going on. There are angels out there. We just don't see about them on TV and hear about them. There's just as much good going on as misery. And on that note, I want to leave you with a story that is absolutely 100% true. And it is the funniest, cutest thing I think I ever saw. This was years ago. I was sitting outside, summertime, and I was looking at my Bible. Had my Bible in my lap, and my mother calls me. I'm, talking to her on the phone, Bible in lap, and God is my witness. This little green garter snake comes slithering out of the grass straight toward me. And I said to my mom, I said, "Oh, there's a garter snake coming toward me. He's heading straight for me." And she says, "Get rid of it." What? How do I get rid of it? How am I supposed to get rid of it? But here is the clincher. That little snake came close to me. I mean, he was, probably about that close. Kind of rears up, and I swear he took one look at my Bible and he turned around and he slithered the other way. As I'm sitting here, that's exactly what happened. I'm not making this up. I'm not the type of person who does those things. So, that always gives me a good chuckle when I look back on it. The serpent was repelled by my Bible. And he was a rather cute serpent. I wouldn't have been opposed to having him nearby and talking to him, but I guess he got spooked. So there it is. There you have it. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Make the most of it. I know it's not perfect this year. And then onward to the best Christmas we can all possibly have.